everybody. Happy Friday. Fridays are awesome, aren't they? I'm so excited. So I come to you live today because I'm going to show you how to make really easy recipe. The other week, or probably a month ago, I asked you, what granola bars do you buy? And I got so many responses. I looked through every single post. I looked up every single bar. I looked up all the ingredients. I looked up the nutritional profile. And you know what I came up with? A lot of the bars that you're eating are not so good for you. So I came into my kitchen and I decided I wanted to recreate a recipe for you to make your own granola bars at home so you know they're super healthy. There's only like 8 or 9 ingredients in this bar and it's so simple. So let me show you, okay? You're gonna start with dates. Dates are high in fiber and they help with digestion, and they're sweet. So this is where your sweetness comes from with your bars. So I measured out with my little scale here 9 ounces of dates. So you just want to put the dates in the food processor. We're using the food processor again. Okay. Next thing, I buy my nuts on Amazon and I buy raw nuts. And this is raw almonds, 1 cup of raw almonds right in the food processor. And then we're going to do 1 cup of raw cashews. So instead of adding any nut butters in this recipe, we're actually sort of making our own nut butter by using nuts. So we got 1 cup of raw cashews. And you know what? I use the unsweetened kind. You don't want, the unsalted kind. You don't want to use the salted kind or the kind that's like coated with sugar, you know, like the honey roasted ones. Yes, those are really good, but those are so high in sugar, unnecessary sugar, okay? Now, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I actually was super lucky. One of the boys' teachers went to Canada, and while she was in Canada, I texted her and I said, can you bring me back some maple syrup? And she said, sure. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons. That's it. This is just, again, going to add a little bit of extra sweetness, and this is some good maple syrup we got going on there. Okay? You're going to add 2 scoops of IsaPro. And like I said the other day, IsaPro is a pure protein source. Really low carbs, really low fat, really high protein. I prefer actually to use vanilla, but we're out of vanilla. I ordered it, but it hasn't come in. So we're going to do 2 scoops of chocolate IsaPro right in there. And the last 2 ingredients are cinnamon, just to add a little taste, about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. Again, I like to use the pure vanilla extract. So let's review that again. That was 9 ounces of dates, 1 cup of almonds, 1 cup of cashews, 2 scoops of IsaPro, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and a teaspoon each of those. So I'm going to just put the top on, and it's going to get a little loud for a moment. Now, it's crumbly. We have to add a little bit of moisture in there. So what I am going to add is just a little bit of water. We're going to add, let's see here. Well, this is the only cup I got here. Let's start with 2 tablespoons of water and see where that gets us. You don't need to add much. Let's start with 2 tablespoons. I think that's perfect. Just 2 tablespoons was perfect. Okay. So now I have my 9 by 13 pan with some parchment paper in there. I'm going to take this If you want it less chunky, if you want your bars less chunky, you can blend it longer. But we like our bars a little chunky. So I'm just going to plop all of that in there. That was just that easy. And just take this out. And then what you do is you pat this all in here. You make it nice and smooth. I'm not going to do it. You make it nice and smooth. Make sure it's patted down throughout the entire pan. Then you're going to take your hemp hearts, and I'm going to use 2 tablespoons, and I'm not going to do it because I didn't pat it down. You put 2 tablespoons, and you just sprinkle it on top, and then push them in. Now, hemp hearts, that's a new one for me. I'm not too familiar with them, so I looked them up. It's a good source of fiber, insoluble and soluble fiber, packed with vitamins A, B1, B3, D, E, has calcium and iron. They help with your energy levels, give you a natural source of energy without giving you caffeine. They help curb your hunger. So it's a nice thing to add those hemp hearts to like maybe the top of your oatmeal or the top of your yogurts or in your shakes or on top of these bars. So guess what? I already made a batch today. I'm going to get them out of the fridge. And this is the final product. Again, it's in a 9x13 container. It makes 12 bars. Look how big those bars are. Okay? They're nice and chewy. I store them in the fridge, but you can keep them on the counter if you want. And these are such a better choice for you than the ones that you have to get in the car, drive to the store, and you can't read the back of the ingredients on the box. All natural ingredients. So, any other questions? Let me know, and have a great weekend, and thanks for joining me today.